Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you. So my previous subscribers, welcome back to the channel. So for today's video in particular, we're going to be talking about and discussing the energies and the information regarding around the ending of 45. You know, if you have not already watched my March 30th video for Neptune and Aries, highly recommend you go and check that out. The last time that has happened was in 1861. It occurred one day prior to the declaration of war for the Civil War in the United States. So we have entered into Neptune and Aries very soon, starting March 30th, if it's not March 30th as of today. When I am recording this, it is Friday, March 28th at 12:12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as of when I'm recording. In that video towards the end, I don't want to spoil it, so just spoiler alert to all of you guys who have not watched that video. Go watch that video first, then come back and visit this video. But essentially, in that video, I talked about the ending of 45. It showed up randomly in the read cards, but it's the beginning of the end for 45. Doesn't mean the end on that day. It's the beginning of the end. So you know how I told you guys for a while that when the time comes and the time was right, and it was us talking about the ending of 45. Well, we're getting to that stage now where we're going to start to discuss that more on the channel. We're going to get towards the end, the final last stages of 45's reign here in the United States. But we also got to talk about the timeline shift. In that video, towards the end, it gave us a surprise. It said that we are shifting back into our original timeline. We're going to find out in this specific video what the spirit mean when they said that we were shifting back into our timeline. I would like to know what that is. In order for us to understand how the story of 45 ends, you must also understand how the timeline shifts back. And what can that do? What kind of ramification could that mean for us going forward as a society, as a collective, as Americans, and as those who are outside the United States, but also looking from within, because it kind of reminds you of what they call The Lion King. Not The Lion King, what's that movie? Carol Baskin. What's that guy? I don't know. Anyway, besides the point, you guys probably know who I'm talking about. But anyway, besides the point, we are going to talk about the timeline shift in this video. In the next video, right after this, we're going to talk about the ending of 45. So keep tuned for that. But this video is being recorded again Friday, March 28th at 12:14 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2 minutes after we just said that prior. But anyway, this video is just for entertainment purposes only. Anything I do or say in this video is just for life purposes only. If you want to help out the channel grow, you can do so by liking, commenting, subscribing, hitting the bell icon, or engaging with the content in some formality. It helps me, helps you, helps everybody. If you have also been noticing that YouTube has not been notifying you when we post and upload, do not worry, I have a solution. You can go into the comment section below or the description and follow my Blue Sky account or my Facebook group, and I will personally notify you there as well. Alright, so let's begin. We have a lot to get through today. I'm really curious to see what information comes about. What should we do, Spirit? Okay, so the first thing they want me to do is kind of go over how the timeline works. I feel like some of you guys are actually new, so welcome. So we are going to explain how this works. Let me get my little handy dandy markers. So let's see. Let me see if I can explain it in a way that you guys can actually see this on this board. All right, so let's explain. I'm going to use black. Black is going to represent our original timeline. So this is our original timeline. This is going to be July 24. Okay? And that is the July 24th, 2024. This is the day or the month that 45 was assassinated or was attempted his life. The original timeline showed that he was supposed to get assassinated. He did not. We avoided. We went into a different timeline, so we entered this timeline. Okay? Now, this day right here, it's the 24 election. And then, because of this, we were supposed to have a victory with Harris. And we were supposed to enter back into a similar timeline. Here, where Harris is president. Right? So let me put Harris. You kind of can't see it, but you can see that the blue indicates that it's Harris. But instead, we ended up going with 45, and he is orange. Therefore, we ended up in this timeline where 45 is president. But how does that happen? How does that work? Well, it worked because what happened was, if you guys are not familiar with 45, 45's uncle, yeah, I think 45's uncle, John Trump, works with Nikola Tesla. He works with Nikola Tesla, and they were working on a time machine. When Nikola Tesla suddenly died in his laboratory, John Trump took the documents and hid them while the CIA was raiding the office looking for documentation that indicated how to time travel. So there's that. What's also interesting as well is that 45 now worked with a guy who owned Tesla. If that's not a coincidence, I don't know what is. Back in the early 1890s, that's right, 1890s, there were two books that came out. The first book was Baron Trump Underground Journey, right? In that book, it talks about Baron Trump meeting a guy named Donald Trump in Russia. You heard that right, in Russia. And he was his mentor, helping him get to modern day United States. So that is the Underground Baron Journey, Baron Trump Journey, Baron Trump's Underground Journey, excuse me. It's a lot of words. And then he made a sequel book, a follow-up book, called The Last President. There were many books, if you guys are familiar with, that came up around, probably stayed within that 40-year time period. The most famous one of them all is the one that is talking about the Titanica, also known as Titanic, and it's predicting that a boat would hit an iceberg, and it would be similar in terms of the name Titanic. So, why is this important? Why is this significant? Because when you start to go back in history, you start to understand the ramification of time travel. Time travel works a little bit differently than what you would be seeing on TV. Let me explain. So let's just say we were to erase what I just drew for you, right? And now let's allow ourselves to be fully immersed in the idea and open to the perspective that time can exist and time travel. So, for reference here, this is how humans read time, right? So you were born here, okay? You died here. And then everything in between is just story. That is how humans read time, linear. But what if I told you spirit does not see time the way humans do? For example, we'll use this. So the black side here is the day that you were born, right? This side, this little piece right here, is the day that you're born. On this side is when you died. And everything in between is your story, your life story. What if I told you when you turn it, spirit sees it all happening at once? So how can you time travel, but everything is linear? When things are linear, things cannot be done. Things cannot be changed or altered. But what if I told you when things are happening simultaneously at once? Well, then it makes a lot more sense, and I'll explain to you how it happens and how it works. So just say Earth is this, right? Just say Earth, modern day Earth is here. So let's put modern Earth. Okay, this is modern Earth. Let me just try to do it in a way. There you go, modern Earth. This is where we live right now. This is the planet we're on. But as light reflects, because light is very reflective, so light hits you, and then it bounces off, creating a hologram or a vision or an energetic residue. And as the energetic residue goes away and bounces off, it goes into the infinite. It goes into space and an infinite matter, which means over time, there is you in another lifetime when you were born. Just say you're 60 years old. 60 light years away, which means 60 years away from Earth, you will see a version of you on Earth. But you're not on Earth. So how is that possible? Well, it's possible because it's light residue. Light is infinite. Light does not deteriorate, does not disappear, does not disintegrate. So yeah, the physical could be dead, but because humans and all living things emit light or energy, energetic residue, and it's very reflective of that, think of it like a hologram. There is a version of you that is a hologram. So essentially, how how the deja vu works and stuff like that and manifestation is that you could be dead right now and you won't know whether or not you are living in light years or you are living in your physical sense, because essentially you can manifest anything you want, anything you desire, because you're no longer on the physical plane, but you're on the plane of light. And because you're on the plane of light, you're able to manifest and bring in things into existence because it's not of the physical, and therefore there's many plausible different outcomes, the plausible possibilities that you can really surround yourself with. So essentially, to really hone it down and make it a little bit more understandable, think about it, the light years and light energetic residue and different versions of you from different time periods doing different things as each light year goes away. Think of it like quantum energy, quantum mechanics. As that energy starts to dissipate away further and further away from Earth, you can do multiple different things in different patterns, different timelines. Just say, for example, one light year away, you decided to work at Chipotle. Now you're working at Chipotle. But in another lifetime, assuming the same lifetime, but another light year away from when you worked at Chipotle, you could work at Cabo Fresh. The same idea, same concept. The thing is, your intuition, your deja vu, is really based on the fact that you do multiple different plausibilities and possibilities with your light energetic residue. Light does not deteriorate, does not dissipate. So if you're ever wondering what happens when light reflects on you, it becomes a snapshot in time. The best put it, a snapshot as if it was a movie being filmed. So just for example, just say you were to have modern Earth, right? So let's say this is modern Earth right here. And you were to go out to another planet. Let's say you go to Jupiter. So you go to Jupiter. This is where you are. You're on this planet here. And you were to take a telescope. And you were to shine that telescope on Earth, right? Because you know humans are on Earth right now, right? Well, you were to take that telescope and shine it on Earth. What would you see? You will see dinosaurs. Because just say the light years are 65 million light years away from Earth, you will see the energetic residue of dinosaurs on Jupiter. Correct? So that is how that works. Because the reason why aliens or extraterrestrials don't know humans exist, because each time you get closer and closer to planet Earth, when you get closer to the plausibility and possibility of experiencing modern life, but it's not in the way that they were thinking. They were thinking, oh, dinosaurs are on this planet. We can go and habit it. To only find out there's humans here. But the image that they took millions of years away showed a different image, because you're seeing the energetic residue of that planet. You're not seeing the physical planet in the current moment. You're seeing a snapshot at a certain time based on how many years, how far away or your distance from a certain planet is. So for example, if you were to take a telescope and look at that Pluto, you would see an empty cold planet. You won't see anything else except a cold planet. There's no life form. But who's to say that unless you physically step on planet Pluto, is there life there? Because you're just seeing energetic residue. Light is so bouncing. Light is infinite. That's why when aliens or extraterrestrials start to take a telescope and look at planet Earth, they're going to see different time periods based on their distance away from Earth. Same idea. So that is essentially how that will work, is that time does not disappear. It never does. Time is just traveled in infinite matter in different ways. It can be altered. It can be changed. It could allow you to hone in on your intuition, your deja vu. You're able to quantum shift and quantum jump. So you're able to do that. So that is how time travel works. Time travel does not work in the way that you were taught that, oh, you go into a machine and you travel back into the past or travel forward to the future. It doesn't work like that. It works in a very different way, and it goes through the form and matter of light. Because light does not deteriorate. And if you're wondering where I got that from, well, glad you asked. Here. Didn't get it from anywhere else but here in the Akashic Record. So I talked to my guy to get it from the Akashic Record. So, I hope that made a little bit more sense to you on how time travel works, how essentially it could work, and how you yourself can do it and get the desired outcome and timeline that you want to be on. If you want to be rich and wealthy, you can imagine that could be your reality. You can jump and quantum jump to another planet or another light year away or even another timeline entirely. It doesn't matter where you go, where you are rich and wealthy and healthy, or you can go into a healthy timeline as well where you would just have good health. Doesn't matter where, but you can do it. Alright, so let's go ahead, let's take a look and see what Spirit means when they said that we timeline jump back into our original timeline. Alright, so Spirits and Angels, tell me, what does Spirit mean when they say that we jump back into our original timeline? Okay, they tell me they didn't jump, we shifted back into our timeline. Here, we have the Magician. The Magician. Okay, if you want to watch my other videos in terms of timelines and timeline shift and all those things and how 45 did it and all that type of information, go into the comment section below. I'll put all those videos in the description. They're highly informative, highly good. Recommend you go check them out. You'll guarantee to love them. Alright, so I'm hoping this is bright enough. I don't think it is. There you go. Okay, so we have the World card. The World card is reversed. It's a very interesting card that it comes up as upside down because we are shifting continuously. We were in an upside down world. That's where we were. We were feeling very upside down. You might have noticed it pretty recently that things were shifting and the energy is shifting back upright. Oh, look, there's a card here that just was on the bottom and never took. We'll use that. But the World card is reversed. The World card is symbolizing the energy that we felt like we were upside down. This is in the past tense. Anything on the side here is in the past. Anything here is in the future. So this is in the past tense. So we felt for a while that we were in an upside down world. The world just didn't make any sense. Here, we have two different outcomes. You can choose to quantum jump. We talked about this many times that you can actually jump to different timelines. This dire timeline where the ending of 45 takes place. This is the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is telling you here that the world is your oyster. You get to make your decision. You can jump now. You can change your outcome. You can jump. You can make that change. You can do different things. You don't have to be in this upside down world anymore. You had to do it because it was part of your agreement. It's part of what you agreed to. But you no longer have to. That's the thing. You no longer have to. Here we have the Temperance card. The Temperance card is coming in with balance, equilibrium, harmony, harmonious. The two timelines now coming together, merging, shifting, right? As you take this, think of it like a bartender, right? A bartender taking this cup and it's shaking it, right? Eventually, there's shifting of liquids, right? This is what's going on there. The shift happening. This is going from the third dimension to the fourth dimension. If you had not watched my video already, which I think you're going to really like, because it really has been the images and the messages that we've been talking about for quite some time on the channel, but it had just come up more literal speaking. But I'm going to pull you up that video right now, and I highly recommend you go and check that video out. It's called Part 1, The Story of the Universe, right? The story of us, 3D to 5D, Planet Theia, and Gaia channeling. Highly recommend you go check that out if you have not done so already. It's really going to give you a little bit more information to help you really understand the dynamics and everything at play here. Also, you would like this one as well. Part 1, The Man on the Moon, Towards the White House, and Independent Bid, The Two-Party Collapse. We recommend you go check that out as well. Then we have here another March 30th, which I didn't even know I did, but March 30th, partial solar eclipse, massive change globally to the United States. So I didn't realize I did two videos on that. So I did two videos on March 30th, but both of them indicated something similar. And here's March 30th, Neptune enters Aries, big changes. So we are going to talk about that. I mean, it's very interesting. It showed up twice in both March 30th videos. I didn't even know I did one. I was like, oh, I have to do it. I didn't do it yet. Apparently, I just did. Here, we have the Lovers card, Unionship. This is Harris and Biden. This is my administration that represented them, Harris and Biden. Here we have the Wheel of Fortune, going back, turning backwards. So what does the Lovers card mean? That we're going back to some way to this. We're going backwards to this. For some reason, we're going backwards. Normally, the Wheel of Fortune, it's not going counterclockwise, right? It's going backwards. So we're going backwards to the Lovers card. We're going backwards to the Lovers card. On top of the deck here, we have the 10 of Pentacles, line of succession. The line of succession, next generation. That's what I'm hearing. line of succession, next generation. Here on the bottom deck here, we have the Magician reversed. The ability to control the timeline had been no more. The timeline has the timeline has been manipulated, but it's now been fixed back into its original timeline. It's shifting back into its original way. On the top of the deck here, we have the King of Cups reversed. The King of Cups reversed is a man who is calm under chaotic waters, right? A calm leader among the midst of chaos. It's reversed. It's a chaotic leader among peaceful waters. And this is 45. We're talking about 45 right here. And here's the fight, the five of wands. He wants to be able to continue. He wants to be able to have this, the light, the hermit. And here's the light. The decision has been made. And the page of swords coming in. The page of swords means when it's upright, he will have to go, which is the five of wands. The five of pentacles. So, why is it important? Why is this significant? This is significant because it talks about the energy and the movement going back into our original timeline. Now, if you have not already watched my other timeline videos, highly recommend you go and do so. But in this psychic channel and book, which is what I do, I just listen to some psychic. I listen to some meditation music, listening to the Akashic records, and as I'm hearing things, I just write them down. I'm clairaudient. Here it says here, all-knowing, all-seeing, thy truth, thy future. That is the book. And here's what the book looks like. Okay? Now, let's go into the book where it says, talked about 45 punishment. But I don't think it's in this specific book. I don't think it's in this one. But it says here on I'm gonna get you the book right now. But this one says here, I'm gonna pull it up a little bit so you can see. Okay. It says here January 9, 2025. Okay. It says here, peace shall collapse in certain parts of the world. Faith has and will be renewed, but not all is that of religion, but rather in those who have lost faith in the home that they once lived in. An epidemic is on the horizon, but that this ink shall be the thickest with truth. Okay? Trump will do something that will blow away the left than the right. You blow away his supporters. Shockwaves will be felt across the world, both physical and that of the metaphysical. Many psychics shall fall in this time, for that they were not created for this new age. But when the new age after this one, many will be back with new profound place in the world. Okay, so let's see. It says here, 3 impeachments will befall the next president, for that he has already committed 2 major crimes outside the scope of being in office. He sold them out and gave documents away. Okay? It says here, fraud will be found on the phone of a nearby foreign adversary. Harris may take her rightful place, but not before she finds and meets a young male. Tim Walz is not likely to become vice president as I have other plans for him. See that? This is not a joke. This is literally what I wrote. Okay. A major political figure, a woman will die. One who will save democracy when called to do so. May she be remembered as the hero. Okay? It says here, many good will come of this decade, but be overshadowed by the evil that consumes the media. You can pause it. You can read more of this if you like. But that is the information that we're getting here. I'm going to take my other book about Trump punishment, and we're going to talk about that. Because you're going to probably want to know how is he being punished. So give me like 1 second. Hang tight. Gotta be in this book. I got it. Alright, I got the book. Sorry about that, guys. I wanted to make sure I had the book. I did not know I needed it. So, there's that. Alright, so, this is the book. It's called Notes, clearly. And then the book in the inside is called Journey to the Center. The Revival of a Kinkling, Volume 3. I don't have Volume 2, Volume 1. For some reason, that was what I was told to write in there. Okay, the world as we know it, no. Okay, so this one is interesting. This was channeled on January 20th, 2025 after 45 was inaugurated. It says, be not afraid. Okay, I'm going to read it to you. Be not afraid. Be not afraid channeled at 10:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be not afraid that Trump had won for all for naught, for that is the people's election, not his. He chose to take for which is not his, and for that he suffers. This era is about the people, and he will learn very quickly not to piss them off, but that he will. His ambition is greater than his actions, for that he will fail and piss off the people, for that they will personally see fit to exort him out, for that he does not belong. He took it from a woman, and he's about to learn why. You think he will get away, for that we say he will not. For that his luck has just ran out. He will suffer per the price. He is to obey the people or fail. And oh, that oligarchy that you are aware of will not last. For that I have made it my mission to fill it up with men who have to so far up, they can't see the thing that's pushing them out. Don't think that we've forgotten about you, because we haven't. Life is no longer on Donald Trump's side anymore after today. He cannot run, he cannot hide, but that we made him visible to the naked eye. Open them wide, we are talking to you. Trump was inaugurated today to expose him, for that his people who thought he was their hero will soon learn that isn't the case. He will once again betray the American people. Not new news, but it's how he does it that pisses the people off. This country will struggle for quite some time, without the people forgotten how bad he was in 2020. This time we've given you 4 more years to remember, but that you've forgotten. 4 years, I have gotten also as little as 1 month, but 4 years the maximum. Okay. Be not afraid, for that I will not let him touch and hurt you. Note this is not a battle of the physical, but rather that of the metaphysical, between light and dark. Trump is not to cross a certain barrier or else he is done, and we mean done. He is on strict order to follow his life path and sole purpose or else. He is a rebel in all of nature. This timeline, like many others, are seeing him cause major problems. So this timeline, like many others, are seeing him cause major problems. Yours is not alone. So understand this, he is not immune. He is just lucky. But like I said, it has run out. For that many of you will ask, why couldn't they have done it sooner? It's because he followed his sole purpose. However, he played with time, causing ripple effects everywhere. He is guilty with treason of time. We are the, quote, impossibles, a time-stopping group to stop the abuse of time. He is number 41 threat lister. And so for those of you guys who have asked me in the past what that is, essentially the 39th threat lister is Stephen Hawking, ironically enough. We work very closely with the divine to protect time. Make no mistake, this wasn't supposed to happen. But they managed to do something not yet known to man and abuse that knowledge for 4 years of power, which is pathetic in itself. Therefore, we decided to make it his time in office hell. Take pleasure knowing you can enjoy his suffering, but that he did not want to become president. LOL. He will learn not to mess with us and our people. He will cause temporary destruction in the United States, but it will backfire 10 times more on him. There is more for us to say at this time, but we will save it for the next time. So enjoy the ride. Soon, she'll be your guy. End of channel at 11:23 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on January 20th, 2025. So you can see here that I wrote this. So as you can see, it really talked about them saying that he's done, and he didn't listen to his sole purpose. He didn't follow his sole purpose. He didn't listen to what he was supposed to do. And they said that if he didn't do that, they mean that he is done. And they're talking about literal sense, he is done. And in the video, the 2 videos, it said that he is done. Like his story's ending, which means that he did not follow the order that he was supposed to do divinely, and he's being punished for it. So that makes us more understand about everything that's happening and the time traveling and all those things. A lot of information. A lot of information. So, now that we're talking about the timeline shift and all that, and we understand about 45 and the thing that he's doing and the impossible, let's ask about the impossible. I'm really curious to see what they have to say. Spirits and angels, tell me about the impossible. In what way did they mean that they were going to go punish 45 for abusing time? I'm hearing they're going to take him away. I'm hearing in my ear they're gonna, like, there's a way for them to do it. Like, they're gonna, do that and then take a soul and put that in like almost like a jar, and they're gonna walk away with it in some way. We have victory. They're gonna do it. They're gonna be successful at it. They're gonna take it from him. We have the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands, the female, the woman, the spirituality, metaphysical. It means that this card being reversed means that the metaphysical had just merged with the physical. I'm gonna really put a light on. I feel like even with the light that I have already, it feels like it's so dark. Okay, that's a lot better. That's a lot better for you guys. Alright, so let's take a look. So the first card that comes in is we have the Four of Swords reversed. It's Four of Swords upright. This means an ending coming, a political ending. We're talking about the impossible and whether or not they're going to take 45 away. We have the Four of Swords here. The Four of Swords means an ending coming. We have here being taken away. This is the Six of Swords, meaning coming out of troubled water, coming out of chaos, and going to smoother, calmer waters. It's also followed by the Six of Pentacles reversed. The Six of Pentacles reversed means balance, equilibrium has just been restored. Equilibrium being restored. It's also followed by the Judgment card. The Judgment card making a call, a judgment, coming down from a different plane of existence into the physical. And here is the Knight of Pentacles. Them holding him. They're holding him in this Knight of Pentacles. They're waiting. Something's being waited on. They're still waiting. Here underneath this Four of Swords here we have the Eight of Pentacles. Which means the ending of 45 is not yet here yet. Does this mean this is something that we have to revisit in sometime in the future? Because it says here, the beginning, remember I told you in the beginning of this video, it's the beginning of 45's end. But it's not done yet, if you will. That is why it comes in. This is the Four of Swords, and here's the Eight of Pentacles reversed. This means it's still being developed. The story is still developing. Here, the Six of Swords, followed by the Ace of Pentacles, means he's not willingly able to hand over himself. He's going to be forced to be taken away. Here you have the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles means justice being on the right side, doing the right thing, and here's victory. Victory in doing that. Taking away, punishing someone with due justice. Underneath the Judgment card, we're saying an exposure. Something coming down from a different plane of existence and changing something. And this has to do with after the election. This is the Ten of Pentacles. And here underneath the Knight of Pentacles here, which means waiting on something, waiting. And this is wishful thinking. The Page of Cups. Taking the opportunity, got him. Got him in the cup, he is the fish. Right? What the chances are of you having a fish in your cup? It's a very small parameter, but yet there's a fish in the cup. That means it's going to be a lot easier than people would think for them to get them. The top of the deck, though, we have the Queen of Cups, containment. So yeah, they are going to get him. They are going to get him. How they do it is going to be still something that is pretty interesting. I think it'll be, I don't know if I would say it's a little concerning, but I would say more along the lines, we don't know exactly what parameters they're going to use to contain him, how they're going to contain him, because we've never seen it before. I would not be surprised if this is the first time they did it, or they did this many times, but nonetheless, there is something here that is telling us about it. Now we are going to do our index card to see if we can find more information out about the timeline shifts. If you are new here, welcome. The card that is colored means that it's major arcana. Anything that's white means it's minor arcana. Spirits and angels, tell me about 45. Tell me about 45 and the timeline shift, which shifted back into our original timeline. Tell us more about that. The timeline shifting backwards. Shifting backwards in time to our original timeline before the shift. Shifting back into our original timeline. Tell us more about that. Okay, I can't see, so to see now. Alright, so what colors? I'm getting yellow. So let's pull this yellow. Do you want these two yellows? Okay, they're telling me these two are together. Okay. Okay, and you're telling me to take a white, so any of these whites good? Okay. That's it? Is it good? They're telling me I have all the information we need. Alright, so we have impeach. Okay. We have here clock strike 12. Okay. I've done many times you're going to get impeached. Here, let me read it to you. And I said this before in my other videos too. It says here, 3 impeachments will befell the next president. For that, he had already committed 2 major crimes outside the scope of being in office. He sold them out and gave documents away. This was recorded on January 9th, 2025. Okay. We have here the blue angel, right? The spiritual involvement. We talked about spirit being involved actively in the US and also in other parliaments and governments around the world, but specifically more so in the United States. And we have here machines and AI. The machines and AI is going to be very interesting because we actually do have a challenge from machines and AI regarding Jesus. Let's see, is it Jesus? No, that's Jesus' disciple. Yeah, okay, so it's in the other book. I'm not getting it. It's not that important, so we're not going to need it. But essentially, these are going to be the information that we're getting. Spirit and Angel, can you give me a little bit of understanding about why the timeline's shifting? Okay, so they're telling me this is what's going on in the original timeline. He's getting impeached, and the clock is striking 12, the Thunder card, like the Tower card in the original timeline. Here we have the angels, which are telling me here that this is the divine. So this is our original timeline. This is the spiritual realm integrating and getting actively involved. Then we have here on the future side here, which is in this token, this card here, is saying this is our current timeline, machines and AI. I want to ask the cards, are we going to shift back? Are we going to shift backwards into our original timeline before 45 became president? Are we going to shift back into our original timeline before 45 became president? Or whatever, we're shifting backwards. The Page of Cups, which means wishful thinking in reverse, which means it's not wishful anymore. It's not something that we wish for, it's something that's becoming reality. We have here the Moon card. The cycle has ended in the Moon. And we have here the Ace of Wands. Not everybody will transition back. Some people will be stuck here. Yeah, and here's the Awakening. Yeah, only some people would transition back. Not a lot of people will go backwards. Because we have here the wishful thinking of the president, a change of the current timeline. We have here again with 45 is represented here the King of Pentacles, right? He did not go and become president. Something happened, and here's the Awakening, and here we have him trying to flee the Knight of Wands. And the final outcome card, we have here the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is telling me, what is it telling me, Spirit? No, that's not what that means. They're telling me here, even though I told them it's not what it means, they're saying that this is what it means to them. So I'm just going to tell you. They're saying that this means to wait and see and watch it play out. Here we have the Six of Wands here, victory. The bottom of the card here, the Judgment. Right? A judgment being called for justice to be served. So that's what's coming. Justice. Here you go. So yeah, I guess in a way, the timeline is going to go backwards. Whether that means that we're physically going back, whether that means we ascend to another timeline, another plane of existence, is yet to be determined. But one thing is certain, the timeline has shifted. That seemed to be pretty much straightforward. Alright guys, I love you. Have a great night, and I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, peace out. I love you. Now remember, it's the blood moon, the total lunar eclipse. The two eclipses. Interesting stuff. Alright, interesting stuff. You're starting to see the downfall of 45. Alright guys, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and I'll see you on the next video. Until then, peace out. I love you.